Concurrency is one of the most powerful features of Go. It allows program to run multiple tasks simultaneously, making efficient use of CPU core and improving your application performance. In this video, we'll explore Goroutines and WaitGroups, the two fundamental concepts to run or make a program run concurrently. We will not explore mutexes and channels yet, but by the end of this video, you will have a solid foundation of writing a concurrent code. So for those who don't know me, I'm Rahul Bharti. I'm a senior software engineer here at EPAM with over 6 years of experience in building and maintaining software applications. Before we begin, let's start by understanding a difference between concurrency and parallelism. Seemingly they seem like the exact same thing, but there's quite a bit difference. First, in concurrency, right, the program doesn't run at the same time. Here, the tasks are scheduled in a way that they efficiently use CPU time, and for a normal user, it looks like they are running at the same time. But in parallelism, the tasks are scheduled to run on these multiple threads at the same time. So in concurrency, let's say if there's a multiple request coming in, the CPU will have enough time to give for all of these requests, and they will make sure that it's running efficiently. But when we are talking about parallelism, let's say if you have a CPU that has a maximum thread core of 32 at the same, and you have 100 requests. So the first 32 are to be executed first, only after that the next requests are being handled. The concurrency is very effective when it comes to handling huge server loads, while parallelism becomes very effective when you're working on something that requires a huge computation. Let's start by looking at Goroutine. A Goroutine is a lightweight thread managed by Go runtime. It allows us to execute function very asynchronously without blocking the main thread. So let's take a look at it by an example. So this is the normal Go function, which just says say hello, and in main we just call this function and we are printing main hello. Let's start by running this program, and if you see, we'll get hello from Goroutine and hello from executing. So this is just a function, it's not a Goroutine yet. To make this function to run on a Goroutine or on a separate thread, we have to mark it with the Go. So now if we say Go, say hello, here this function is gonna run on a Goroutine. Let's see, let's start running this, and here you go. So we see only main function executing. What happened to say hello? Right. Let's add one more thing. Let's add time.sleep, and let's make it sleep for a second. So it's gonna be time.second. Save. Let's start by looking at Go, and now we see hello from Goroutine and main function executing. So say hello is just a function, but when you mark it as a Go followed by the function call, it creates a Goroutine. This function the main function will execute as it should, but the say hello will be passed on to the different thread to handle the execution. So we use time.sleep to await for a time till this say hello Goroutine is executed. Now this is not good when you're writing an actual real life application. That's where waitgroups come in. A waitgroup helps us to wait for the multiple Goroutines to finish executing. So before we begin that, let's take a look at this particular code. So here in this code we have function worker and then the main function, which is similar to the last code we saw. And when we are marking this worker as a Goroutine, so when we execute this function, we know that it's gonna execute the way it's been set up. But we want to await it. We don't want to rely on time.sleep. To do that, we can use waitgroup. So let's start by creating a waitgroup variable that will hold all the all the Goroutines. For that, we create where wg, it will be of type sync.waitgroup, and I think that's and we have just created our waitgroup. Now we need to add the Goroutines, like particular Goroutine to that particular waitgroup. So for that, we can just increment the size by this method, which is add, and it takes just the integer. So we are just gonna increment it by 1. And for worker to know that when this function is finished, I want to let the wait group know that I am done finishing, I am done executing. To do that, we also need to add another parameter, which is wait group, and we'll just provide the pointer to the sync.wait group, and we'll just defer this. So defer wg dot done. So when this function will complete its execution at the time this particular function will run, that will let the wait group know that this function is done executing. Now we'll just pass the pointer for that particular wait group, and in the end we'll just have to wait for this. So the wait group provides us with the 3 functions. First is the wait group dot add. So add will increment the counter for the wait group coroutines that have been in there. Then we have wait group dot wait. So wait group dot wait will wait for all the goroutines that have been inside of this wait group to finish executing, and only after that it will let the execution order flow. And to let the wait group know that a particular goroutine has finished, we are provided with this method, which is a wg dot done, or the done method. Defer is a keyword used in Go that mentions or just does the function to execute this particular part of code when you are done executing. So now let's run this part. Go run main.go, and yeah, that's how it works. The key takeaway here is Goroutines provide us with the lightweight concurrency model, where it doesn't require us to manage threads manually, and wait group has a way to help us synchronize multiple Goroutines to ensure the completion of the Goroutines before proceeding. For now, try to manipulate the example, try working with it to understand the Go execution better, experiment with different number of Go routines and delays to see how the execution order changes. Go also has channels and mutexes, which allows the communication between different Go routines and share data, which we'll cover in the upcoming video. Until then, happy coding.